Hi guys, it's Keyshia Ka'oir. Welcome to my brand new podcast, All Things Keyshia Ka'oir. Welcome my first guest, my amazing husband, the trap god Gucci Man. Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Don't you look handsome?
You look beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's get right into it. This is my first show. I'm so happy that you wanted to do this with me. You know, you always support your wife, and let's get right into it. So the streets want to know why all your 1017 artists keep going to jail.
Oh, wow. So that's how we're going to start.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, I was one of those type of artists. I was always going back and forth to jail. And I try to, like, help those artists that I feel like, I see a lot of myself in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said, I try to ride it out with them through their little bumps or whatever they're going through. But I feel like if I'm not helping them, who else going to help them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody says that part of the story. You know what I'm saying?
So the artist you signed basically reminds you of your story.
They definitely have a story to tell, you know what I'm saying? And they come from the trenches, they come from, uh, poverty. So, I want to help them, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I can relate to them. I know what they got, I know what they got going on.
So you got Pooh Shiesty right now and Fujiano that's also locked up. Have you been in contact with them?
Yes, I definitely communicate with them. I definitely, you know what I'm saying, try to keep them positive and, you know what I'm saying, try to set up everything for when they come out.
Be a good support system for them.
Yes, just, like be that big brother, CEO, friend, you know what I'm saying?
So you just dropped a brand new record called Take That about
Yes.
No Diddy and all the situations and allegations he got going on. Why did you drop that record?
Be honest, it was just being funny. You know what I'm saying? In the studio, just having fun. It wasn't really a lot of thought put into it.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Well, I have a question that when I watch award shows or when we're at awards, it kind of like baffles my mind, right? And that question is, how does it make you feel knowing that you signed so many of these mega artists, some that I've personally witnessed, that are now superstars and they never acknowledge you, give you credit for taking them out the trenches, but when they win award shows, they thank other people but never mention Gucci?
That doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm thankful that you know what I'm saying. I still got my money. You know what I'm saying. I still got a successful career, and that that wasn't the end of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Makes sense. I think it's kind of disrespectful, but you're not emotional, so you look past it. But it's kind of rude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say that it's like rude or disrespectful not to pay homage to somebody who looked out for you. But at the same time, I try not to dwell on it because like I say, I'm more surprised now when people keep it real. I kind of expect them to be flawed.
Right, because the industry is full of shit, basically.
100%.
So the other day you told me that you want to get into songwriting. So you want to start writing for other artists?
Well, to be honest, I done wrote a couple of songs for artists back in the day, but I started like, you know what I'm saying, like writing from the point of view of people. Just, you know what I'm saying, it started, I think it opened up like a way to write songs quicker and, you know what I'm saying, more creatively.
You're a great songwriter. A lot of people don't know that you can record an entire album in a day.
100% can record it. Yeah, if I'm feeling the beats and I got a good producer and I got a good vibe, I can do a album worth of songs. 100%.
Yeah.
You witnessed that.
I have. So, how have you been able to stay relevant in the music industry for over 20 years? Because you've been rapping for a very long time.
To first get in the music game, I think it was just like sure, just willpower and just ambition. But to stay relevant 20 years, I think I did a lot of paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of favors for people when it was low, and then when they got high, they returned the favor, and I think that extended my career.
I agree. I think so. About how many songs do you think you've recorded so far?
I'm not sure how many songs I recorded, but I know since I've been out of jail, I done did 17 albums.
Wow.
And yeah, 17 albums, and they on pace. Almost like half of them then went gold or platinum.
Well, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What is it like being in the studio with Gucci Man?
I think it's a fun experience. I think some, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people should witness, you know what I'm saying, because they'll see like how hard I work and you know, I don't come to the studio to play around. When I go there, I really feel like I'm there to do some work, you know what I'm saying? So it's a productive time. It's an amazing time because I'm very prolific.
Okay, sir. So when you're in the studio, do you write all your songs or you basically just freestyle them?
I write and I freestyle, so it just depends on the feeling and the vibe.
So you do both.
Yes, I do both.
So I know growing up you were a drug dealer. So what inspired you to go from selling drugs to becoming an artist?
Growing up, you know what I'm saying, I did some things that I ain't proud of now, you know what I'm saying? But what inspired me to be a rapper is just, I started seeing like a lot of people like locally, you know what I'm saying, trying to put out artists and start record labels. And then I started seeing like, you know, a lot of regional artists like not regional artists, but people in, you know what I'm saying, down south artists that inspired me, like the Cash Moneys, the No Limit Records, and Suave House, and Rap A Lot. So I seen all these black CEOs putting out artists, and I said, you know, so I wanted to do that. That inspired me.
All right. All right. So tell me one thing that the world does not know about you
About me,
that I may know.
I don't think the world probably know, like, you know, maybe, let me think of something that they don't know. That I'm just really just a family man, that they maybe even know that. You know what I'm saying? That I wake up early, I go to sleep early. uh, I'm just like probably nothing like the average rapper. You know what I'm saying? What I used to be 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm really selective with my 24 hours that I get.
Yeah, because most artists go to bed at 6 a.m. You
Yes,
know?
I used to be one of
Yeah.
those artists until, you know what I'm saying, I changed my life.
Okay. Describe the person you are today versus the person you were 15, 20 years ago.
10, 15 years ago, I was an impatient person. Today, I think I'm a way more patient person. I didn't have patience in my toolbox. I have that now. I got a family now. I didn't have a family then. That's most important. And I got you. I didn't have that 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you learn patience?
Prison taught me patience, and I learned a lot of patience from my wife, honestly, from you, from watching you, and that helped a lot.
All right. So let's switch gears a little bit into the music industry. So music has changed so much since Instagram, social media, TikTok. Like you have these influencers, artists that come out with a song, a dance, and they become superstars. But when you were coming up in the music industry, you had to grind so hard, go to strip clubs, give out your CDs from your trunk. How does
True.
that make you feel like you had to grind so hard and now these new people, everything is kind of so much easier for them?
Mm, well, when I was like coming up, I always was, you know, like discouraged, not even discouraged, but just kind of like mad that they kind of had like these gatekeepers. I felt like that held the doors for people to get in the industry. I feel like with the TikTok and YouTube and the way artists can put out music now, it ain't no gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? You go
Right.
straight to the public. So I like that because I don't like people like holding the strings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like it was harder for you, but now you are an executive, you have your own record label, so it's easier for your artists. So that
100%.
still helps you.
Easier for my artists and it's easier for me to find talent.
So what do you look for when you're looking for talent?
One of my biggest things is like the person's voice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you have a unique voice, you can kind of build from there. If you know how to make songs and a songwriter, then that's great too. And if you got a story to tell, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's something that intrigues me too.
That's cool. So your record label is called 1017. A lot of people are unsure of where this 1017 comes from. Where does that come from?
1017 is my granddad's house in Alabama. That's like honestly where I was born, and you know my mom stayed with my grandfather. We didn't really have a house honestly till I moved to Atlanta, so we stayed with my grandfather the whole time. So I wanted to always remind myself to, you know, remember when you didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? Remember your humble beginnings. And there was a lot of people trying to, you know, every time I would make a create a name, you know what I'm saying, they would try to trademark the name and try to, like use some industry tricks to get me. So I said, hey, don't nobody know about my granddad's house in Alabama. And I went to the 1017 because I knew that's just something that I knew that nobody in Atlanta knew nothing about.
It was personal for you.
It was personal.
And 1017 is the actual address, like 1017, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, 1017 to this day, that's still my granddad's house. We still got family members that stay in that house. That's our family house.
Wow. So what's next for your label?
What's next for my label is we're going to keep putting out music. We got a bunch of dope artists. I got Set, I got Walk Dog, I got Lil Rye, you know what I'm saying? And I got Pooh, and I got Pooh coming out. And I got a bunch of new talent I just signed. I got Breslin, you know what I'm saying? I just signed this kid out of Nashville. We're going to keep putting out music, keep building our artists, keep developing our artists, and being patient with them. And we're going to show people, like, you know what I'm saying, that we got superstars in the making.
So tell the viewers how you signed Set.
I signed Set. Somebody sent me some of Set music, but they told me that he was locked up. And, you know what I'm saying, I was like, damn, he was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, they sent me a couple of artists, but he stuck out to me. And I reached out to him while he was locked up. I bonded him out of jail. And from the first day he got out, we did a video. And he's been building from there. He's like one of the dopest artists on the label.
So that's some gangster shit for me, because you literally bonded this man out of jail to sign him to 1017.
100%.
See, for me, that's like unheard of. Like, no one does that. That's brave of you. That's respectful of you, because you want to keep the youth out of prison and give them a better life.
I actually sent my video director, you know what I'm saying, to testify at his bond hearing, and gave my video guy the cash money to bond him out. He never even had met him. Wow. He spoke to the judge for him, like, hey, Gucci sent me down here.
Wow.
You know, this is a huge opportunity for him, and they helped him get out of jail.
That's a good story. And
what's really great about it is, you know what I'm saying, the kid is showing me that he's grateful by working hard, and you know what I'm saying, and really, going for it.
Yeah, we like to sign people that are grateful, because sometimes you sign them, they're excited, and then they become ungrateful. You know, you want your artist to be grateful and respectful for what I've done for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe you anything.
Now, a lot of young people, old people, they entitled, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to be humble, and they don't last long like that. But, you know what I'm saying, I try to encourage the ones that I do meet. You know, they be strangers when you sign me, you know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of good kids, you know what I'm saying, from Walk Dog to Set, you know what I'm saying, to Pooh and Foo, like, you know, and RP to Scar, like, a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, I hold dear to me. They really, like, they get to be like my family.
Yeah. A lot of your artists really look up to you, because they look at you as like the godfather of rap, and you and them have so many similarities as far as the prison and the gangster and the guns and the drugs. And you're like, you've changed so much, and they're still in the streets, and you try so hard to uplift them, and this is not talked about enough.
Nah, it's a narrative, do you know what I'm saying? They try to paint of all Gucci artists go to jail, it's funny, you sign to him, this and that. But people can clearly see that I'm trying to lead by example, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not doing anything, you know what I'm saying, illegit, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm doing is a positive role model for somebody to look at. It's clear to see that.
Right. So you went to prison in 2013, and you were overweight, the big belly Gucci, the Gucci that's on drugs. Let's talk about your weight loss transformation, how much weight you've lost, and why you decided to change your life around.
Wow. 2013, I think I was like maybe 280, 290 pounds. By 2016, I think I was maybe 200 pounds.
Wow.
So I probably lost
That's 100 pounds almost.
Yeah, like 100 pounds. And, you know, it definitely started when I was in prison, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, you know, what I can control is probably, you know, I couldn't control a lot at that time. So I started saying, hey, let me control taking care of myself. And that's when it just started.
So now that you're out of prison, you're married, you have your amazing family, what does your daily routine of working out consist of?
It's basically like, you know, just waking up in the morning as soon as I get myself together. The first thing I do probably is go to the gym, you know, so after I get my kids together. And after that, I start the rest of my day, start taking calls and answering emails. And next thing you know, after that's done, I'm back with the kids, and then go to sleep and start over. That's my day now with the two kids under 2. Well, I just turned 3.
Yeah. So do you use any weight loss products?
I use all my wife products, everyone she got, from the cream to the waist eraser to the soup it helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? The tea. I need every hack I can get. You know what I'm saying? To keep my weight down because I stray sometimes. I got the Sunday dinners with my wife that I look forward to. So I've been needing all the cheat codes, and you got the cheat codes.
So what does the Ka'oir shirt, that top sweat, that sauna suit do for you?
They keep me shredded. You know what I'm saying? It give me the look that I'm looking for.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about your release from prison and how I came and got you. We snuck through the airport. We kept it a secret even from your attorney.
Oh wow. That was gangster how you came and got me from jail because I remember we was on the airplane. Some people walked up to us and it was like you told them like don't film him. They didn't know if it was me or not. I'm like I think that's Gucci, but I didn't look nothing the same. And you was like don't put him on your Snapchat, and I didn't even know what the Snapchat was. And I remember we was about to board the plane, and then somebody was like looking at us and like, who is that person? Who is that fake ass Nicki Minaj and fake ass Gucci Mane?
Right.
And they didn't even think that it was me, and they definitely didn't know it was you.
Yeah, because back then I had my mohawk. So when
Yeah.
I came and got you, I got a bang and some long hair because I didn't want anyone to recognize you. We discussed, should I come with security? And we're like, no, it's going to be too much attention. So we winged it all alone, and it worked out.
No, it worked. It definitely worked. And to be honest, so I needed that because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, the world is moving so fast for you.
No, it's
You were
moving.
so lost and confused
Yeah.
as to what's happening. You're like, Snapchat, what's
Yeah.
Snapchat? What's this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, just chill. I got it. I took care of everything. I rented a little car, drove, came and got you, and it worked out.
Now you 100% handle that.
Okay, so the people want to know how much money you gave me when you went to prison and how much money I gave you when you came back home.
Well, to be honest, I want to just say that I'm grateful for, you know what I'm saying, you being somebody I can trust at that time and coming back to more than what I had. But, I ain't the type of person to share how much this and that. But, that story is true, you know what I'm saying? And I do remember coming to you like, I can't trust a lot of people. I need you to hold this money for me. And I remember at first you didn't want to do it.
No.
You didn't want the responsibility. But, that was clutch. And I appreciate you for that.
Not a problem. You grew up with a lot of trust issues because there was a lot of people you couldn't trust, and then you felt like you could trust me, and then I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for this money.
Well, I feel like, for me to trust somebody, you got to be trustworthy.
Right.
You show me you were trustworthy. A lot of people ain't trustworthy, and they ain't just giving that trust to people.
Okay, so let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about you growing up as a child in Bessemer, Alabama.
Bessemer was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Bessemer, Alabama. We need to pray for Bessemer, Alabama. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I looked at someone on Google the other day. They say Bessemer, Alabama is the worst place in America to raise a black person to raise a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sad.
And it's been like that since I was little. You know what I'm saying? So my memories are there. I love my family, but it's just everything I know about there is it's like poverty and just being broke.
So when we went to Jamaica the first time and I took you to St. Thomas where I grew up, you were like, wow, this looks like Bessemer.
Yeah.
You grew up the same way I grew up, and it's kind of like, wow, we have the same story.
Yeah, see, in Atlanta, people don't, like being in Atlanta, being in Bessemer is night and day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In Bessemer, some of the people when I growing up, they didn't have a bathroom. They used the bathroom outside. So when I go to St. Thomas, I seen like some of the like how they grew up, how you grew up.
Same thing.
It's the same thing that I grew up in Bessemer. Definitely not Atlanta. Not saying that Atlanta didn't have it hard, but they had a lot of things. It's just they wouldn't even know exist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I grew up in Jamaica, I never thought America had the same outside bathrooms. Like, I was shocked by that because when I was 8, 9 years old, a lot of people didn't have inside bathrooms. You have to use the bathroom on the outside hut.
To be honest, like in the city, like if you talk to somebody strictly from Atlanta, they don't know that. They don't know what you're talking about. That's foreign
But
to
in
them.
Alabama.
But in Bessemer, Alabama, 100% growing up, when I grew up in the early 80s, you know what I'm saying, it was just like that. You know what I'm saying? It was terrible.
Yeah. I think for us as a couple, like, it was kind of like I felt like you were my soulmate. When I met you, everyone was in my ears, oh, he's this gangster. Oh my God, he's terrible. But when I met you, you were like, oh, I like this guy. He reminds me of me. You know what I'm saying? When I was 15 years old, I got shot. A lot of people don't know that. Like, oh my God, you was in a drive-by, you got shot up. Yes, I was terrible as a teenager growing up, you know? And then you had your issues where you had to shoot someone, but for me, it's self-defense, you know? So, and then my dad got shot while we were home. So it's kind of like we have so many similarities as our stories growing up. So I feel like, yeah, this is my soulmate. That's my man.
Hundred
You
percent,
know?
100%. I feel you. I wanna. I never thought I was gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I couldn't have married nobody but you. It's like I got to marry you. Like you
Why did
said,
you marry me?
because I felt like I met my match. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I met somebody who I didn't want to live without.
Oh, so these damn blogs, a lot of things I've noticed about them saying like, oh, Gucci and Keisha is so materialistic. And for me, it's kind of like everyone posts their birthday gifts. Everyone posts their Christmas gifts. But because our gifts are diamonds or cars, it's like they're materialistic. Like, how do you feel about that?
People, well, it's they don't got really a lot good to say about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Unless they going through a tragedy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's almost like they want you to fail. And then if you're doing good, they don't have anything good to say. So I don't, like I said, we can't live for the blogs, you know what I'm saying? We got our way of expressing our love to each other, and I'm fine with it.
That's true. So I know you recorded hundreds of songs. Do you have any favorite?
Mm. First Day Out stands out, you know what I'm saying, because it was my first day out of jail. That was like a passionate song. I still remember every time I perform it, it's the same passion. Some of my favorite songs besides that, I got a lot of early mixtape songs that I felt like had a lot of emotion to them. But Nothing on You. That was a song about you. You know what I'm saying? I can think about maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I love that song too. It's
Yeah.
like they ain't got nothing on you.
Yeah.
Hey. All right, so tell the viewers how a bad bitch like me married a trap gangster nigga like you and keep you married, keep you faithful, keep you happy. How I did that.
Well, you're a unique person. You can't make no other you. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a fool. You know what I'm saying, to not marry you. I'd be a fool not to be grateful to have you.
So what made you want to marry me?
I don't know you because I'm in love with you.
Okay. When did you know you were in love with me?
I knew I was in love with you early on. You know what I'm saying, but I was young. I had a lot of maturing up to do. You know what I'm saying, but the prison just sealed it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like just that. But that's when we really got super close, and I started sharing things with you that I kept secret. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once I started trusting you with things, and the trust started building, it was like you knew too much. I couldn't let you go.
That's funny. So, when did you first lay eyes on me and like I want to date this girl?
I was in the county jail, and I seen your video with Say Something with I forget the dude.
Timberland and
Yes,
Drake.
or whatever. And I was looking at a magazine after that, and then I seen you in the magazine, and then I reached out to my assistant Amina, and I was like, I think this girl pretty. When I get out, I want to get her in my video. And then I was like, she was like, well, she want 4 times much than what we pay girls for videos, straight up, and plus her travel. And I was like, I don't care, get it, do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it went.
I remember that like yesterday. I flew in that night. You were in some apartment complex in the ghetto, and
I was
she
shooting a
took me
video.
to meet you.
I was shooting another
And I was
video.
like, oh my, because before I met you, I Googled you and the stories were terrible. So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be bothered with this guy, but I'm just going to do it for work.
Yeah.
But when I met you, you were the opposite. You were so kind. You were such a gentleman. You were well spoken. I'm like, it doesn't even match.
Yeah. The person that, you know what I'm saying, you see me from Google ain't the person who I am, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, I ain't running from what I did or who I am. I am who I am.
All right. When did you know I was the girl you wanted to marry?
Uh, I wasn't really thinking about marriage. It wasn't that you wasn't the girl that I wanted marriage. I wasn't thinking I was ready for marriage because I had a lot of pending cases in the time that we met. It was just a lot of things going in my life. But when I start honestly saying about marriage, like soon as I start thinking I was finna go to prison, I'm like, I need to go and marry her because, you know what I'm saying, when I get out, I need to like, damn, I done fucked up. I ain't have a chance to get my life together and marry her. Now,
Right.
so yeah, I think like probably the couple of days after I got locked up, I started saying like, let's get married.
And what did I say?
You said no.
I did. Why?
You feel like you need to prioritize some more things in your life first, you know what I'm saying? And then once all that stuff together, I'll be here. And it worked
It
out.
worked out. I
Yeah.
felt like you had so much going on. Prioritize what you have going on.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Resolve it. And then put me second.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I told you. And
Nah,
you did
100%,
it.
100%. You
You
like
did it.
you was on the phone in prison. You was like, let's write down your priorities.
I did.
And then you was like, don't put me first, don't put me second, put me like third or fourth.
I did. I did. And you're
Yeah,
like,
you
what
like,
the hell wrong with you?
you
I'm
like
asking
put
you
me
to
like,
marry me, and this what you say?
you like put your career first and God first.
I did.
And then you said like some shit like that.
But it worked.
No, everything you said made
It
sense.
worked. I wanted you to put God first. I wanted to resolve all your unresolved issues and figure it out and then come to me after that.
No, you was right.
You know?
You was 100% right.
So we have two beautiful babies, Ice and Iceland.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know the story of how they came about. Like, I remember you saying to me, babe, what we gonna do about some babies? I want some babies. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
I said give me two boys, and you was like, I don't want to mess my body up.
I did. And then I thought about it. I'm like, that's selfish. That's
Yeah.
selfish of you. You're married. Your husband want kids. That's not the right answer. So then I came back and I was like, okay, I'm ready. And then you were like, I don't know if I want this right now.
Yeah, you came back after I was like, thought you said no. Then you was like, nah, I want to do it. That's the best thing we ever did.
Yeah. We have two
Yeah.
beautiful, amazing kids, and they're the best thing that happened. I also want the world to know how great of a dad you are. Like, no one would know this, that most artists go to the studio at nighttime. You
Yes.
go to the studio 9 to 5 because you got to get back home to the kids. You
Yes.
got to put them to bed. You have to feed them. Like, you are such an amazing dad. They're like your priority with travel, with your career, whatever you have to do. Them two little jits come first.
100%. And my wife, I don't want to put too much strain on my wife, so I feel like, I should need to prioritize my 24 hours of the day. So, I'm not putting too much strain on you.
No, you're a great husband. And sometimes I'm like, if you have to work, I can take care of the kids. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I know it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Especially Ice, he's something else. So, like,
Yes.
I know it's two heads better than one, so you know what I'm saying?
So everyone knows that I do these big Thanksgiving-like cookings on Sundays. I cook, I bake, I start from like 9 a.m. and you are so happy about our Sunday dinners. What do you have to say about your Sunday dinners?
You're an amazing cook, you know what I'm saying? Like, the food, the best, and you don't cook every day, you know what I'm saying? Because if we cooked every day, like, we'll be so overweight, but I definitely look forward to Sunday, like, ain't nothing that you cook, like can't nobody mess with you for us cooking, like the best cooking in the world.
I agree. I'm a good cook. I've been cooking since I was like 10 years old in Jamaica. Brown stew chicken, corned beef, curry chicken. Those are my specialties. And now that I'm older, I'm married, I enjoy to cook. And I love that you love my cooking. It's so bad that you're so spoiled that you won't eat from anyone else.
Nah, I really used to, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I had low standards before I see that now. Now my standards high for us cooking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna eat from everybody, straight up.
I don't blame you. How would you describe our marriage?
To be honest, I would describe it as A++.
Oh, wow. Okay, why?
Because it's real, it ain't fake, and we don't argue, you know what I'm saying? I can't even count the times that we argued. And I done been through a lot of things with you, some embarrassing moments that, you just like kept holding me down through that.
How am I as a wife and mother?
You're a great wife, you're a great mother, you're the best.
That's right. Why do you think our marriage work? Like, why don't we argue? Like, why do you think it's so almost perfect?
A couple of things, maybe. Top of my head, I run everything by my wife. I'm secure enough to you know, it's no issue. You know what I'm saying? My wife is very successful. It don't intimidate me. It actually motivate me. I see how disciplined you are, and I use that as motivation. So, to be honest, you my secret weapon. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I wouldn't recommend marriage for everybody. I wouldn't say everybody, you know, I would hope that they have a happy marriage, but I wouldn't tell people to just marry any girl or any woman. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a wife like mine or meet a woman like mine and you don't marry her, you'll be a fool not to. But it's not like you're going to find them everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fun fact about us, the Davises. We had this fancy TV wedding on 10/17. But a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know that we privately got married in May 2017.
Yeah.
Explain to them about that.
Uh, we met the same day that we got married. So we got married May 14th.
In
May
two
14th, 2017.
right.
And then we had a wedding 10/17. And then we met May 14th, 2010.
Right.
So that's how you came up with that. And you know, you said you picky about dates, so do this on this date, so miss that date, and that made sense.
Yeah, I felt like we met May 2010, May 5/14/10, right?
Yeah,
And I wanted our wedding anniversary to be special. I know 10/17 is special because it's your label, but I
Yeah.
feel like that was more for the fans, and our 5/14/10 was more for us.
yeah,
So we got married privately then.
yeah.
Okay. Let's play a game of how well we know each other. What's my favorite food?
Your favorite food. Your favorite food. Well, if it's 7 days out of the week, you're gonna eat Chick-fil-A 5 days.
That is true.
But besides Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A your favorite food, Chick-fil-A restaurant?
No, Chick-fil-A is right. I love me a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich.
That's where you go. I'm like, that's the most you go to.
I do.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite food? But I'm going to answer it. It's oxtail.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Where was our first date?
Oh, we after that video shoot, we went to the Intercontinental Hotel and got something to eat in the lobby, like late
In
night.
Atlanta.
Yeah, late night.
And what did we eat?
I think salmon.
Salmon, mashed potatoes, and broccoli.
Salmon, mashed potato, broccoli. Okay, that sounds about right. Yes.
It was then for me because,
Yeah.
again, I'm with this gangster rapper that I don't know. This is our first date together.
Yeah.
And you held my hand, you opened the door for me, and I'm like, wait, no one's ever done this for me before, even if it's a nerd. But this so-called guy that everyone talks so badly about held my hand, opened the door for me, you court me. I was like, wow, this is my soulmate.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I came back home and I was telling my friends, like, oh my God, Gucci is so nice. He's so different from what we thought he was. You know?
Mm-hmm.
What's something about me that the world does not know that you wish they knew?
It's a secret that, you know what I'm saying, I'm super proud of that I don't kind of want to get out the bag, but it's like, you know, I just see how my wife is running circles around every woman, like business-wise. It's not an artist. It's nobody that can see you for as being a successful businesswoman. Like all your products booming, you know what I'm saying, what you do, like, and you low key. And what keeps me being humble is I see how successful you are and you still humble. So even though I'm doing way better than almost than I even imagine myself to be at this age, you know what I'm saying, at this space, but it keep me humble, like, you know, don't let that change you and don't let that, you know what I'm saying, deter how you treat people.
All right. For me, the maids, the trash man, whoever they are, you have to treat people with respect. No matter how rich you get and how poor they are, you have to treat everyone equally because you don't know what tomorrow brings and how life is. Because I remember coming up in the music industry as a video model. A lot of artists treat video models like crap, and I look at myself today and I'm way more successful than they are, and I'm like, wow, you can never do that. You have to be nice.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, you say one thing, that my wife richer than all the artists.
That is true.
No, that's facts.
I have one final question for you, Mr. Davis, and it is, if you could relive the past 15 years of your life, is there anything you would change?
Some of the disrespectful things I said to people after, you know what I'm saying, now that I'm old and mature, you know, I see that was childish and I feel like it was lame. And I just, you know, I regret that I even, you know what I'm saying, even though I know I was in the right headspace and I hold myself accountable, I just, you know, I wish I can erase that.
That's fine. Everyone make mistakes, and it's for them to know that you didn't mean it, and people grow. And you
100%.
have grown into such a mature man that if they can't forgive you, then fuck them.
No, you're right.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And that's it. Well, thank you, Mr. Davis. This was an amazing first episode of All Things Keyshia Ka'oir, and thank you for joining us.
It was an honor, and thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Oh my God. All done.